Hello, my family. I am a very excited homesteader. I am actually looking so forward to this year. It's unbelievable. And I'm about to tell you a few things as we spend, well, it's supposed to be coffee time. However, I don't have no coffee made because I drank it all this morning. And it's in the evening at this point. But I can't wait to catch you guys up to what's going on. So we'll see you shortly. Okay, y'all. So, remember this little device? Does this system work? Okay, so I had showed you all, and I believe in seeing is believing. I believe that if I start something, if I'm going to say something, that I'm going to prove the method was right or the method was wrong. So, I had told y'all that I had beds. Raised beds, beautiful raised beds. They were so neutral, they were locked down. There was not a single nutrient going to get to any plant ever. They actually barely did last year, to be honest. And I couldn't understand. Now, I have an amazing teacher, but it took me some time to figure out what was going on. And one day I just had an aha moment and I started catching on to how to be able to do this. And so I went and purchased this little device. Now look, y'all, if the batteries ever run out of this thing, I am absolutely going to stock up like I would stock up my freezers. The reason for it is because it is tried and true. So I went out there checking my pH in my soils, and I had soil levels up to, some of them in spots were at 8.0. Others, for the majority, were 7.7 to 7.8. I knew I had to do something. My teacher, which thank you to my little brother, had explained to me at that point, it's a nutrient lockout. That means absolutely nothing is going to get to your plants. Those roots are not going to absorb anything. And he is absolutely correct, because as I started studying more into it, it just depletes. Absolutely, there's nothing. And so they're not going to get what they need. They're not going to reach their full potential. They're either going to die out, for one, or they're just not going to produce the way they should. And that was my case last year. So part of my serious alkaline issue is I was adding too much of my wood ash, because, well, I figured, hey, this is free stuff, and not again, knowing that too much of a good thing can be detrimental to a soil. And so I way over alkalined. So here's what I did. If you are sitting, like I told you before, the perfect reading for a pH in any garden is 6.0 to 7.0. You can tolerate slightly over that, but honestly, you're going to be hitting preferably we try not to go too far. Now, I do have some points in my beds that are still 7.3. Honestly, I will take a 7.2 to 7.3 before I will actually take anything higher than 7.5, because I am really hitting that borderline of being too much of lockdown, and I try not to do that. So we're still working on it. But how did I do this? And I'm going to go prove it to you before it gets dark. I used a thing called Prilled Sulfur, True Organics brand. It is it's made here in the United States, y'all. It looks like, how do you explain this? Laundry, y'all. You know those little fresh pellets you put in your laundry to make your clothes smell good? I'm not putting my hands in this, but Yes, that's what these look like. They look like little wax pellets, but they are slow release. We just had a really good rain. And so, and then I've been watering these beds to help melt down these little pellets. And I'm going to take you outside, y'all, and I'm going to show you. Did that work? Let's go see. Okay, y'all, so I'm going to set this for pH. And I'm going to put this right here where you can see it, okay? So we're going to stick this right down in here in that hole. What's that read, y'all? Now we're going to pull this out. I wash it or wipe it off at the bottom. Hang on. We're going to come over here. Sorry about moving around so much, y'all. I'm one-handed right now. So now we're going to stick this one in here. Oh, wait, that's temperature. Hang on, y'all. Now this dropped. And go ahead and clean this off again. Oops. I'm trying not to mess this up for y'all. Sorry. And then there's this side here. It has definitely been working. And see the little yellow pellets right here? Let's see. There's some plants coming up right now. Let's see. Here's one right here. They're just little, see these little pellets? And they just slowly, the water helps lower them. Let's go to a different bed. All right, y'all, we're going to try this one right here. There we go. So they are coming down. And for the most part, y'all, now this is the herb bed. So for the most part, I can actually start growing something in these beds now at least. The others, hang on, we'll take you to my future tomato. Let's see, future tomato bed over here. Hang on a second. There you go, right there. Now I'll show you which bed this one is too. Okay, last year it was that bed right there that we had our tomatoes. So I'm taking this bed. This is the next one to it. And I'm changing the place where I grew. So well, no, this is the third one. So there's that one there. The very first one where the bees are on that side is where I grew them. This was the pepper bed. Now this one's going to be the tomato bed. This one beside it is going to be the peppers because we have these trellises up here. And then that one, I don't know, that might be squash bed this year. We'll see. I'll go ahead and show you the hams. This here little lady here, this one is Sassy. And this little gentleman here, this one is Bootsy. And both of these two currently, well, y'all, they're mommy and daddy. So they have to be, they have to be split up at the moment. So, but yeah, these are my little hams. Okay, y'all, and yes, it is cold here. I told you we had a fake spring, and it absolutely turned into a fake spring. We've been in nothing but the 50s the last couple days, in the mid 50s, and we're in the 30s at night, so it's cold. So, did this work? Absolutely. How much does this cost? Now, this is a 5-pound bag on Amazon, and I'll get you the cost. And I also have other solutions for you as well. Hang on a second here, y'all. Hang on. I'm working on getting this information for you. Okay, here we go. So this stuff here was $11. Well, it varies because they've been on sale. This one was $11.10 for a 5-pound bag, which is really not bad. But there is some other solutions, which I'm going to tell you, these are Band-Aid solutions. I'm also going to tell you to be extremely careful. If you have a very acidic soil like I do, or not acidic, alkaline soil, if you had it as bad as I did, and you don't have the funds to buy something with a slow release, you can use coffee grounds. Here's where I'm going to caution you. Coffee grounds will add acid to your soil. Too much of it will turn your soil super quick into an acid bed you do not want to get caught up in. Hold on, y'all. Give me just a second and I'll take care of this. All right, distractions. Now get back to what I was saying. All right, coffee grounds. Coffee grounds will work as a Band-Aid quick fix. Now, once you water that, it will go through your beds really quick. It will last for a short time. Now, again, if you're not careful though, too much of this, please don't dig holes, pour it in a hole and add your plant. You will absolutely burn the roots to your plants. If you're going to do any amendments at all, y'all, whether it be fixing your pH, whether it be adding minerals or fertilizers, please top dress only. For the most part, I used to do this and I don't think I will ever do this again. When you turn around and add any amendment of any kind in the hole to where your plant goes, you are risking so much. Number one, as these roots grow, they may get what they need right there at that very moment in that spot. But roots tend to spread. So as they spread, they're leaving the spot that you put the amendments in. Therefore, as they get further away from that, they're not going to get anything. It is best to amend the whole top side of your soil and let all of those nutrients soak down into the soil besides just one spot. That's just my opinion. You all can do as you wish, but this is where I decided not to do anymore because I did not realize that my plants weren't get the full of everything that I was adding at the time, just that one particular moment. Also, doing so, you can over fertilize, putting too much in that one spot, and you can burn out the roots to your plants, leaving a vulnerability to many diseases, death to your plants, and so many other things. So if you're going to do any amendment, mineral, fertilizer, or changing your pH, please top dress your soils. This is from experience. And I've learned so much more and the reason why it is best to top dress. Now, slow release. I will say slow releases are a whole lot better. Fast acting to slow release. Okay, so if you're going to turn around and take your beds and let them sit the entire winter and get ready for spring, you definitely want to use a slow release system. It gives it time throughout the months to seep into your soil, to nourish it, do whatever it needs to do, because come spring, your beds will be absolutely ready. Now, you can do the fast acting and do them right there, don't wait throughout the winter seasons. However, by doing so, it's going to saturate through. I would do it at least. Okay, so here's what I'm looking at now. This is what I've done. Now, I didn't do this all winter long because I didn't really have any slow release besides this. But I'm waiting at least a month right now. I still have a good month before my plants can go into those beds. I started this in the beginning of February, or the middle of February. So I'm giving it time for my beds to work with the amendments that I added to it, including the sulfur to work on my pH. This is giving it plenty of time for the rain when it kicks out here, watering it down, seeping it into the soil, that by the time April comes around, which is around Easter, which is very safe for us, it's okay to start putting my plants in the ground. Everything is in it and it's perfectly fine. Now, does that mean I'll have to do something later throughout the summer? Possible. Basically, we all would probably do that anyways. But giving it time is so much better than doing a fast, quick thing, because sometimes, y'all, let's just put it this way. If we overdid it at that point, you can't wait this out. Your plants are already going to suffer if you do a fast acting and you've overdone something. So my suggestion would be take it slowly. Do it small. It is better to do something in small portions than large portions. If you need more, you have room to add more. But if you've gone too far, y'all, you can't take that back. So a little bit, start off that way, especially for any quick, like feather meal, bone meal, blood meal. These are super quick, y'all, so be careful. I've learned the hard way on that too. And I've seen plants, seriously, I've seen plants suffer from serious burn because of that. So it's best to go ahead and start before your planting season. Let it slow release into the beds. But give it time, at least a couple weeks. If you know you've got a good, here's a good one. If you know you got a good rain coming, it's time to get ready to put your plants in the ground, y'all. Go ahead and do your amendments just before that rain, storms, or whatever hits. It will help soak it into the ground for you. Or if anything else, soak them for the next week or so using your own water and soak that into the ground before you add a plant. It gives it time to dilute, especially at the point if you accidentally did do too much. Give it time to dilute in your soil before you add your plants. At least it has a better chance of surviving than if you just put it straight there. So top dressing, and go slowly with your amendments. A little goes a long ways. And like I said, it's best to add more than it is to add too much. So these are just small tips. They're super easy. Another Band-Aid fix for a high pH, which is a high alkaline, which is a bed that will considerably lock out every nutrient you've had. And actually an acidic soil will do the same, but it'll do more than that. Your plants, high alkaline, they'll probably survive, but they will be very poor. Production will be bad, but if it was acidic, they will more than likely die because acid will kill your plants. So, but a high alkaline, you want to bring it down. So quick fixes, this is very cautious. I'm not going to tell you just to run out, go to your coffee shop. Absolutely, you can get free coffee grounds all you want to. Remember what I said though. Give it time to saturate into your ground, and a little bit really goes a long way. Just lightly sprinkle top part of your beds or whatever you're planting in. Know your space and just lightly cover the top. Don't heavy coat nothing, not even a raised bed, y'all. So that's one. Another one it's a quick fix, but be very, very, very careful with this one as well, because you can go super acid in a heartbeat, and it could also leave other effects. Matter of fact, you can even leave too much salt into your beds. You really don't want to do that. So let these be your last option. I am actually going to say please opt to something like this before you do any of these two that I'm telling you. But if you had to do either of the two, I'd rather you choose coffee grounds. But baking soda can work too. But I'm going to caution you. I've seen other people do it. Yes, it's all over the new internet. Y'all be careful. I've always told you all that I was going to be the one to tell you that I'm going to be tried and true. I'm not going to lie to you. And a lot of this was done by very poor experiences that I went through, that it's devastated my gardens. So, and I did do the lower the alkaline in my soil with the baking soda before too, because, well, that absorbs acid, and it worked instantly. But I'm going to tell you, within a month or two, it was gone. And when it went, guess what was left behind? That same acidic soil. And So it's just a band-aid, y'all. It's not something that's going to last. I would prefer, if that's only if you couldn't afford something, but honestly, I would try to opt in, trying to find things that you can get inexpensively that will last a long time. Do you know how much 5 pounds of this is going to last me? And it was well worth the $11 for it to ship it to my house for free. Like I said, Amazon, it's slow release, y'all, and my beds are coming to the point where I can absolutely now start growing in them. So it was worth it. I've done the quick fixes and I'm over it. I'm going to do something. I'm going to do it right because I want produce this year. I don't want to be caught up in, oh, y'all, we don't have anymore because, well, the recalls this, recalls that. Oh, well, now we got a shortage this, shortage that. High prices. I've done, y'all. So I'm going to grow my own. But it means that I have to be conscious to what I'm doing. And I have to learn how to do it properly. And I'm going to emphasize, it is, if you don't do anything else, what did I do? Oh, here. If you do not do anything else, invest in this as your best friend, because your pH is highly, highly important. It's going to determine whether you're going to get a crop, to can, freeze, to hydrate, whatever you want to do, or even eat fresh, versus getting nothing at all or very little. And mine has been producing very little. I barely had enough. Honestly, I've had to buy canned food because I didn't produce enough to can my own. I want to be able to go out there one year and go, oh my gosh, what am I going to do with all these vegetables? I don't have any more room. Wouldn't that be awesome? And that's my goal. We are working on the greenhouse, y'all. I'm so excited. We have got the deck finished. We have got the base finished. We are now building the greenhouse. Unfortunately, it is taking time because it is a project. Oops, sorry about that, y'all. It is a project that me and Mr. James are working on together. He's got just a certain amount of time, y'all. So we are looking to have some changes too. It's going to be nice because I think Mr. James is looking at something different so he can be home for the holidays, he can be home on the weekends, and he can be with his family more, including me. So we are hoping, we're doing some praying right now that we can get a good change coming very soon. In the meantime, we have to do with what we've got. So I will show you a diagram of what we're looking at. But it ain't gonna be nothing like seeing the real thing. So here you go, y'all. This is what I'm looking at. It is a 6x10, and it is an actual greenhouse I've always wanted. This is going to be a serious game changer on this homestead, and then it becomes even more because now I can also turn this into a studio outside as well. So I am so beyond blessed, humbled, grateful, excited, and I don't know, I'm just so filled with so much, y'all. It's amazing. And to know that this is the final piece from here on through. I don't have to add any more here or work my tail end off. I can start enjoying it, but that don't mean I'm gonna slack. I am going to work now to make the best gardens I have ever had, to make the chicken area the best I could ever do, because my goal is quality. My goal is quantity, because I want to be able to provide us for a very long time. It's well worth it. Our health is worth it. Our life is worth it. And everything that I do, I'm going to share it with you. Honestly, I don't care if I make anything right now or if I don't make anything off of this channel, because I believe to share with my family, to give them the best, to every little thing that I've learned, I'm sharing it because it's experience. You can take this or you can leave it. Take what you think is good for you and just let the rest go. I mean, that's the way it is in life anyways, and I totally understand that. But I do believe that what I offer here does help many. And I'm actually fixing to make a Mediterranean meal because y'all, truth be known, I've slacked so bad. A lot, I've learned that I was holding a lot of water, and I told you all that. Well, that's because of an overdose of salt intake. When you have too much salt, hence, let me explain, potato chips, Doritos, processed meats or processed foods, you retain so much water, you're going to do nothing but swell, y'all. So, and it takes time to get rid of that, just to let you know. It really does take time. And in the meantime, you feel like this big balloon, you're gaining weight, and you can't seem to stop this. I went and started something for myself, and I don't know if this will help somebody else, but I had saw something that just clicked, and I knew it was a way that I was being spoken to. So I started doing this. Every morning I grab a cup of coffee, and the first thing I do, now whether I mess up or not, it doesn't matter, because I know that one day when this prayer goes out every day, it's going to catch on, just like it did when I quit smoking. Do you remember what I told y'all, that method? Every time I took a puff, I said that I will be done with these this month. I'm excited. This month is my 1 year mark, y'all, when I quit smoking a year ago this month. So, in the same aspect of this, I'm going to say make the same prayer. And it is. And if you want to borrow it, go for it. But I ask God to make me desire, or help me to desire the foods that is good for me. Help me to want the foods that He would have me to eat. Help me resist the foods that are bad for me and be able to pick up more that is better. I want to be able to get the motivation to exercise, and not crazily, just enough to that I can turn around and it's good for my body. The desire not to just sit, but to move. So I'm everything that I may have done differently, like sitting around or eating chips that I know is wrong, instead of picking up fruit or yogurt. I've been asking God to change the old bad habits and help me desire what is good instead, and eliminate or step away from that which is not good. So maybe that'll help you too. I don't have the ability to be a buddy system, because this is across the United States, and I would absolutely love to be with everybody. This is as close to a buddy system as I can get. And to offer something that I know is tried and true, prayer works. So this is the one way I can buddy system with you. So what am I going to have tonight? I am actually going to make a homemade Caesar salad, and I'm going to have a chicken, spinach, feta, and chicken pita with avocado, lettuce, probably some Caesar dressing inside of it, and tomato. And that's going to be my supper, y'all. So, and if I really wanted to, even if you like this idea, I could do a spinach feta chicken patty and add the avocado and all to it, but use tzatziki sauce instead. So either way it goes, it would be really delicious. And that's what I'm going to do. If I wanted dessert, y'all, a really good dessert is whole milk, or even Greek yogurt, and some fruit like berries, blackberries, blueberries, strawberries. These are combined, are absolutely amazing. Now, I am also making some more labneh because, well, I went through it. It's so good. Y'all, it's got that tang, but it reminds me so much of cream cheese, and you can use this on so many things. It's a probiotics, which is really good for your gut health. But labneh could be used on spreading on celery to snack on. It could be used on a whole grain bread toast for your breakfast. Labneh could be used in place of mayonnaise or something for your sandwich, or with your microgreens in your sandwich. It is amazing, and I went through mine, and I like to drizzle mine with olive oil and za'atar seasoning on it. There's so many ways you can do this. You can actually turn it into a dip if you wanted to. So check out Labneh, Labneh. It is really amazing, and it is from the Middle East towards Jerusalem. So there, I was taught by a friend of mine behind, or a lady who lives behind us, and she had told me all about Labneh, and I started learning how to make it from a lady who lives in Jerusalem, and it's been game on ever since. I've not bought it, y'all. I have made my own for $3.17. I have the most amazing Labneh you could ever think of, because it's homemade, super easy, takes 24 hours, sit in my refrigerator, straining out all the liquid, and bam, we're done. There is no work involved. It's just wait time. So, and if I'm not mistaken, I think I made a video on how to do that. So that's what we're going to do. Yeah, I'm not going to hold y'all much longer, but these are my updates where we're at right now. So give me time, because once this greenhouse goes up, y'all, we're going to be working a lot outdoors. I actually have plants currently in the greenhouse in the house already that need to be transplanted, and I'm freaking out because they're ready to go and I'm not. So we had that storm and everything, so it put us on the brakes. So we are now getting ready to move, but I have something we have to do Saturday. It's also supposed to rain again, so this is really putting some stoppers on us. We're trying to work in between. This is a huge project. You see this book, y'all. This is a big project, the biggest project we've had yet on this homestead. We want to make sure it's good and secure and that it's going to hold. So it's taken us some time. But once it's finished, y'all, I can promise you this is going to be amazing for you, me, and all of us. So you won't have to look at this house anymore as long as it's a good day outside. So I'm looking forward to be able to spend some outdoor time with you, bring those signs or those sounds of peace to you as well, because y'all, I know what it does to me, and I know what it could do for you. So until next time, y'all, I love you dearly, and I cannot wait for growing season to start, canning season, dehydrating, all of this. I look forward to spending time with my friends and my family, who I truly, truly adore. Mwah. Until next time, y'all, much, much love from Parton's Mediterranean Homestead.